And welcome into Making Sense. You know, as you watch television some days, the commercials come on to tell you, here's what you need to do if you're a senior with your money. Do this, do that. And it can sometimes become confusing. The most important thing is you don't want to do the wrong thing. So what you need to do is talk to somebody that maybe has a little bit of financial savvy about them. And today I was very fortunate to have two of my good friends from Guardian Credit Union. Libby Bryan, so good to see you again.
Thank you.
This lady and I go back a long way. And then we have Kenny Laneaux.
Yes.
And Libby and I we're in
Kiwanis.
Kiwanis clubs together. We've served on different boards in the state. And now and I'd love to see the fact that you're at Guardian. It's such a wonderful organization.
It is a wonderful organization.
That's great.
It's a great
Kenny,
place.
now, are you from here originally, or did you come in from someplace else?
I am from here originally.
Good.
Yeah, my family is originally from Louisiana,
Okay.
and but I'm born and bred Alabama.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, even though we've pronounced his name Laneaux, you should see how it's spelled. And they're going to see that because the super's going to come up. They're going to see that on there.
Oh, yeah.
So as soon as you look at that, first thing you say is Louisiana.
Absolutely, I get it probably twice a day, every day.
Absolutely. So basically, as we said in the onset here, people are starting to get a little bit older. How do they need to be concerned about their finances as they grow older?
Well, I can speak for an example. My brother just passed away.
Okay.
He died. He wasn't married. He had had a house, but he didn't have a will.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have anybody on his accounts. And although he had a house, it was deplorable, but he had the land that it was on.
Sure.
So, you know, somebody might not think that they have a lot.
Estate.
An
Right.
estate,
You're
right. And so I would stress that somebody, if you don't have a will, you need a will that can direct and give the authority to somebody, because we were left with not being able to do anything.
You know, and a lot of times people start early in life and they have a will because they've got a wife and kids, and they want to make sure, especially if the husband and wife died together, what would happen with that becomes a real concern. But then as we grow older, because I know one of my attorneys recently called me and they said, you know what, you probably need to update your will. And I hadn't done it in God knows how long.
Exactly. And speaking of that too, my husband and I just recently updated ours, and you're right. The last time it was updated is when we had our daughter, and then we have a son. So she said, oh, then everything goes to me. But we fixed that. So it is important. And, you know, another thing too is if you do have accounts, if you have IRAs, you want to make sure that you have beneficiaries listed.
Yes.
Because that is also very important, that you want to be able to give your money to the right people.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the things that, and if you don't have a financial advisor, there's always people at the bank, the credit union, that can help and assist and guide you to where you should go.
That's right.
So,
well, Kenny, when she was just talking about it, like IRAs, and a lot of times what happens is you get to a certain age and you've kind of maxed out where you can put money in. How's the best way to manage those things at that point? Is there a better way to manage them, or?
Well, first, can I say something from
Absolutely.
the previous question? We talk a lot about, you know, things such as life insurance, and we spoke about wills. A lot of people don't want to think about that, and it coming to the end. And so that's one of the hurdles I think we need to get past, is that we need to plan for, you know, when that time comes.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's easy to put it off and put it off and put it off, and then you look up, it's 10 years later, it's 20 years later, and we haven't done anything about it, and then before you know it, it's too late. From just the example Libby just gave about her brother. So just wanted to add that in there. You know, it's not always an easy conversation to talk about naming beneficiaries, because, you know, that means, oh, one day, you know, I'm going to die. But we all are, and we need to just go ahead and address it, and then, you know, make sure we name beneficiaries, make sure we contact an attorney to get our wills done and things like that. So I wanted to add that in there, but then to answer your question you just asked me, there's different avenues or different options that we do have. If you max out your IRA or
Right.
whatever you're doing, you may still be working
Mhm.
and you have a 401k at work. You may be able to contribute more to your 401k. You know, if you would like to do so, you may think about taking out another annuity or IRA.
So if our viewers want to get information on this, they can approach either one of you
Sure.
at through Guardian Credit
Correct.
Union and just call and say, I'd like to set up an appointment, and you can give them some, advice on how to move forward on some
Absolutely.
things.
Absolutely.
Good.
Yes.
I'm going to get you guys to come back next week, and we'll get a little bit more in depth in some different products that are available. And we
Oh,
kind of
sure.
touched on them.
Yeah.
And just remember this, it's your money, take good care of it, but more importantly, if you can't, get somebody that can help you. And we'll be right back right after this.